Alrighty, well, another pretty sky, quite nice. Clouds are just moving right along there, just a motoring right along. They must have big block 350 Chevy engines in them or something. I don't know, but they're just a motoring along up there. Um, Hope they get good gas mileage. Anyway, yeah. So it's been a weird day. It's been one of those if you don't like the weather now, wait 5 minutes type days. We've had a little bit of this and a little bit of that, a little bit of something else. And right now I'm boiling my dishwater. I've already got one of my hot water bags in the bed. Rocky's in there now, clinging to that thing for dear life, trying to get warm. Poor little guy. And yeah, you can see that cloud's making good time. When I started the video, it was over there. Now it's just above the tree, moving along nicely. Anyway, see, let's see let's just track the progress of this cloud right here. Let's see how it goes. Anyway, yeah, so I'm doing that. I'm boiling my dishwater and just having an all-around good time out here. It isn't raining right now, and I'm grateful for that. I had my pork chops with my applesauce, and as always, they were very good. Made a video about the situation that we're facing here in Canada. The video that may offend some people, but you know, all I can tell anybody who's affected when I make those kinds of videos is, if you're bothered, then don't watch those kinds of videos. That's all. Because I'm going to keep making them. I think it's something I feel called to do, and I'm going to do it for that reason. Now, as far as it goes, it's funny actually. I had a lady subscriber about a year ago who I believe she was kind of a transsexual woman or something. There was some sort of a gender confusion thing going on with her. And a very nice person, I believe, you know, not to knock the lady or anything. But I believe she was living in a country where that sort of thing isn't accepted, much less promoted. Of course, in Canada here, it's very much promoted. But anyway, look at that cloud there. It looks like a dragon. Look, see, there's the mouth. Look at that, the body of it, the wings. See the tail going back there? That looks just like a dragon. It does. Isn't that neat? Huh. That's pretty wild. I like that. Yeah. Anyway, bottom line is this. This lady, she had some issues with, who is that guy now that, there's a fella that has a podcast, Andrew Tate. Very controversial kind of a guy, you know, Andrew Tate. Now, personally, I like Andrew Tate for the most part. But even if I didn't like him, there's the moon. Even if I didn't like him, I would still accept his right to do what he does, you know, to spread his message and so on. I'd never have an issue with him doing that. But anyway, Andrew Tate, I guess, was kind of a trigger for her. He upset her. And she would watch his videos, and then she'd get upset, and she'd come on my channel, and she'd start going on about how she'd just seen Andrew Tate in another video, and he had upset her, and she felt like she needed to commit suicide because she was so upset. That really does look like a dragon. Holy smokes. Because she was so upset about something Andrew Tate had said. And what I told her, and she actually unsubscribed, and she told me that she thought I was a fraud, that I was posing as a nice guy when I really wasn't, because she didn't like what I told her. But what I told her was, look, you have every right to exist, and you have every right to your own point of view, and you have every right to be upset by Andrew Tate. If he upsets you, he upsets you. You have every right to feel that way. But Andrew Tate has every right to exist too. And Andrew Tate has every right to his own point of view and to express his point of view. And it's a situation where if Andrew Tate triggers you to the degree where you're wanting to end your life, then you might need to not watch Andrew Tate anymore. Why are you going out of your way to watch things that are causing that to happen? Because I said, for one thing, Andrew Tate doesn't know who you are, probably doesn't care who you are, and it's not Andrew Tate's job, really, to keep, to shut up so that you don't feel bad or so that you're not offended or whatever. I said, if it causes you that much pain to listen to him, I said that's the reason that you have the option of not listening to him. I said, just don't listen to him. I'll say the same thing to anybody that doesn't like my message. If you don't like my message, don't listen to me. Especially if my message triggers you in some way where you feel a need to self-harm or whatever, then you know what? I don't want you to do that. I refuse to take responsibility for it if you do. But I really hope you won't, I don't want that for anyone. And I don't want to be the inspiration for that. But I'm still going to say what I say. I'm still going to put my message out there. And I truly hope that my message inspires more than it upsets. But either way, it's going on the channel. So, and I've had a few people over the years tell me, well, I don't like it when you talk about this or that. And okay, fair enough. I accept that. Everybody has a right to an opinion and to express it. I can't claim the right to an opinion and then deny another person the right to an opinion. And that's why even when there have been comments sometimes that were quite vulgar and that really where somebody really insulted me, and I went into the area where I, as the owner of the channel, had to go in and have to go in every so often and look and see what's there, and then I have to approve or disapprove. If I say no, then that comment just goes away. It doesn't go on the channel. If I say yes, then the comment goes on the channel. I've always approved those comments. I even once approved a comment from a guy who accused me of pedophilia, claimed that he saw me watching child porn on a cell phone in 2008. Back long before I ever had a cell phone or knew how a cell phone would work. I couldn't have done that if I wanted to in 2008 because I didn't know how. But the bottom line is this. I approved his comment because he has a right to have his say, even though his say was a vicious lie and not something I liked. Now, he had a right to a say. I had a right to answer his comment, and I did. And I went through everything he said point by point in my reply. And I gave honest and true reasons why the things he was saying couldn't be true. He also accused me of stealing his cat. He claimed that Rocky was a female cat and that Rocky had been his cat and I stole him. Never untrue story. Rocky was born a male, and Rocky's still a male. He's a neutered male, but he's a male. And I've got the veterinary records to prove it. And the thing is, I put that in my reply. I've had Rocky since he was a kitten. Rocky is not a female cat. Rocky is a male cat. And I've got the records to prove that Rocky is a male cat. And I told the guy that I figured that he was mentally ill and that I hoped that he got better. And I sincerely meant that on both counts. I do think he's mentally ill, and I do hope he gets better. That's an awful thing to have to live with a mind that works that way. The way his mind seemed to be working. That That's really pretty. The way his mind was working when he made that comment. But the bottom line is this. As far as I'm concerned, everybody has a right to their say. Everybody has a right to reply, too. But in the end, you know, I'm going to keep making videos. And sometimes my videos are going to be videos that have to do with controversial subjects, that have to do with things that may be upsetting to some people. I won't say that I want to upset people, but because I don't. That wouldn't be true if I said that. But I will say that I will have my say, even knowing that it upsets some people. I will. Now, that lady that I spoke about there, that I said that Andrew Tate had caused her to want to harm herself, I truly hope that she hasn't done that. And I truly hope that my reply to her comment didn't inspire her to do that or push her over the edge. But in the end, if it did, that's really her doing. You know, she did that, if it did. If it did that, then that's really her doing. And I don't accept responsibility for it. But that certainly doesn't mean that I wouldn't feel bad if it came back to me that she had done something like that. Anyway, as far as I know, she did unsubscribe from the channel after she told me I was a fake and a phony and that I pretended to be a nice guy when I really wasn't. The funny thing is, I really don't pretend to be a nice guy. I'm just me, that's all. I don't feel like I pretend to be a nice guy anyway. Maybe some people feel like I do, but I don't feel that way. I've been pretty honest about my life and the things I've done in it. I've done some pretty hateful things. You know, I haven't always been a nice guy. I've done some pretty bad things, and I've done a lot of the bad things I did. In fact, most of the bad things I did in response to other people who were doing bad things. And a lot of it I did in self-defense. Some of it I did for revenge, though. Some of it, in some cases, the person didn't pose an immediate threat to me, but I wanted revenge. And so I did what I did to them to get revenge. So, I mean, that's certainly not the sort of a thing a nice guy would do. So, like I say, I don't claim the title of being a nice guy. It's not really a title I even want. In a way, I think that nice guy is a loser title. You know, they say nice guys finish last, and they're not wrong. You know, there is something in that. So, anyway, the bottom line is, I don't see myself as a nice guy. I just see myself as a guy doing his best to get by, that's all. Doing my best to survive in a world that oftentimes is working against me, you know. And just like everyone else, I'm out here doing my best. And sometimes my best isn't good enough. And I fail. I fail quite often, actually. But I'm still out here plugging away, trying, doing the best I know how to do. That's all. Occasionally I get it right. Not always, but occasionally. Anyway, that's it for now. I hope you're all doing well. I'm still boiling dishwater. After that comes the water for the next thing of water bags. Let's go in real quick and see Rocky. It's kind of a nippy evening, but it's quite beautiful. Just the same. There's Rocky. Hey, Rocky. There he is. Isn't he beautiful? That's a beautiful creature right there. Let me see now then. I need to check here and see. Okay. That one there is full of power, I believe. This other one is. Yeah, that's 100%. This one's 85%. All right, I'm not going to worry about recharging either of those right now. Yeah, okay. That's it. We'll see you later. Isn't that pretty? Bye for now.